Hey guys, let's go ahead and do a little bit of practice with this distance time graph calculations, okay? So you're going to have 6 of these to do, and we will go over these on an in-person day, but I wanted to get you started on it here, okay? So you're going to be answering the same 6 questions for each one of these graphs. So let's look at the very first one. What are the units for distance? So the distance is going to be on our y-axis. And so in this case here, it is meters. And what are the units for time? That is going to be on our x-axis, and that is going to be seconds. What distance was traveled? So since the y-axis is the distance, we're going to look and see how high our line went on our y-axis. And so the distance is 3 meters. How much time was spent not moving? On a distance time graph, when we have a horizontal line like this, that means no movement, that we're not changing our distance at all, and yet time is still ticking on. So in this case, how much time was spent not moving? It would be 2 seconds. All right, so calculate the speed for line 1. Okay, so when we calculate the speed, we're going to look here at line number 1. What was the total distance? 3 meters divided by our total time, 3 seconds. So our speed for line 1 was 1 meter per second. What is the speed for line 2? Well, the distance on line 2, we did not change any distance, okay? From the end of line 1 to the end of line 2, there, we did not change any distance. So the distance is 0. How much time went by was 2 seconds. So 0 divided by 2 is 0 meters per second. So an object at rest has a speed of 0 meters per second. It's not moving at all, okay? All right, so let's take a look at number D. Okay, let's just shoot for this one. What are the units for distance? Okay, so that's going to be our y-axis, and so that's going to be miles in this case. What are the units for time? That's our x-axis, and that's going to be hours in this case, okay? So if you're able to identify the units and then also identify where a graph is not moving, that would really be great. That would be a really good thing for you to accomplish before we go over these together, okay? So what was the total distance traveled? All right, so this gets a little tricky, okay? So we have to look at our lines. So we've got this first line here. So that is 45 miles. Okay, so this is one of these things where they go out 45 miles, then there's a rest, and then they're making their way back. Okay, so we've got to take a look at this line number 2. What's the distance on that? Okay, so we have got from 45 to 30, that's 15. And from 30 to 15, that's another 15. So this line distance here is actually 30 miles for a grand total of 75 miles. Okay, how much time was spent not moving? All right, so we have got a little bit of time in here, right here, where we are not moving. So our increment is in tens, so it's just one line, so it is actually 10, oh, they can't see that very well, can you? 10 hours. Okay, So then we are going to calculate the speed for line number 1. Okay, so we are going, at first, you know, the first lines are always really easy to calculate the speed because it's like right here for you, 45 and 10. So we have 45 miles divided by 10 hours. So that equals 4.5 miles per hour, right? That one's pretty simple to look at. But it is then 4.5 miles per hour. Yes. So then it's the second one. The second one's a little bit more difficult to look at. We saw that the distance here was 30 miles. Okay, 30 miles right here, right? This line is covering 30 miles. So then when we think about, well, how much time has elapsed, it's right in here. So 20 to 40. So that would be 20 hours. Okay, so here's 10, here's 20. So my time on that would be 20 hours. Not 40 hours, because it's not the whole time, it's just from this right here. So 30 divided by 20 is, put that into my calculator so that we can figure that out real quick. So 30 divided by 20 equals 1.5. 1.5 what? Miles per hour, or miles per hour, like that. Okay? So if we look at some of these other ones, this one here does not look like we have any time where we are not moving. Right here we do, okay, because we've got a horizontal line. Right here does not, this number B doesn't look like we have any time where we are not moving. But then this one here, it does look like we have about 2 minutes or so where we are not moving. So not all of these questions are going to have an answer. Sometimes it's going to be that the graph didn't have any times when it wasn't moving. So the answer is going to be, you know, not applicable, or 0 hours. Okay. Alrighty. So hope this helps a little bit. This is tough, guys. And so I'm super proud of you tackling this on your own, but we will go over it next time I am with you in person. Okay. So take care now. Reach out.